Welcome to yet another episode of One-on-One with Jeff Kinyanjui. I'm very privileged today to have the national team coach, Mr. Engin Firat. Welcome and karibu. Have you learned any Swahili words so far?
Yeah, only the bad words.
Why so? Why only the bad words?
Because the people are always coming to me to teach me the bad words. It's not only about me.
You need to learn some good words like kwaheri.
No, I know a lot of words now, and because I need them also in training sometimes. Because some of the boys are not so fluent in English sometimes.
Yeah.
So, and my favorite word is of course twende.
Okay, coach, it's a privilege to have you finally for a proper sit down. We've never had this opportunity, and I don't take it for granted. So, karibu sana to One-on-One.
Thank you.
My first question will be, coach, how are you finding Kenya so far? You've been here for quite a while now. Mm-hmm. What will be your obvious just from the top of your head assessment of Kenya as a country?
No, if I would not love it here, then I would not stay here. Because anyway, it's not only that you are professional, to be really motivated and everything, you have to like also the country where you are, you have to like the things around, and I can easily say that I like Kenya a lot.
Yep.
So you have a fantastic country. Sometimes you forget even how lucky you are. You have beach, you have forest, you have safari, you have God give you so many things, and people should also appreciate it.
Yep.
So this is, and also the people are kind. And all the time here, they was very kind to me, everybody. I never had anyone saying even a word or something, nothing. So therefore, I'm happy with everything with my life.
Yep.
Football is, of course, a different point.
We'll come to that, of course. But what are some of the meals, Kenyan meals, that you've really enjoyed or you like?
Yeah, I said it also before. I forgot always the names, the beans. I know people are thinking, what he's talking, he likes the beans, but your beans are unbelievable tasting.
Yeah.
I forgot what was the name of the meal.
Madondo.
Yeah, bravo. So I always forget the name. For people, they say always to me, hey, it's so simple. Why? But I love it.
It's not one of the favorite for Kenyans.
Yeah, but I love it.
They're so tasty.
Yeah,
What do you have them with? Chapati?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, what else do you like about Kenyan meals?
Many things, even fish I like a lot here. I don't eat so much fish normally, but many things are similar to Turkish food.
Yeah.
So it was surprising for me, and especially because you like also to eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
So therefore, I had no problems to adapt to the food.
Okay. It's a pleasure to hear that. Coach, you just mentioned to me before we started shooting this episode that you came to the country You came back to the country a week ago. Were you on vacation or was it a working project that you are away on?
No, there are a lot of things that are going on. It's not so simple. You know, if you have to pray, let me say like this, I cannot only follow up the players outside by watching them on video.
Yep.
So therefore, this season started. Some of them had European Cup matches.
Yep.
So therefore, I was there to see Timo Uma. He had a away match, then Alvin Terra, Amos Nondi. So I was with two other federations because we need to make preparations for the future. And there was one subject was a tournament in January.
Okay.
And another subject is, we have no pro license here for coaches in Kenya. And I spoke with one federation president about it. If they open an English language course, so then it will be possible to invite also Kenyan coaches, and this would be great because in all your history you didn't have even one pro licensed coach, and we have to think as project everything around how we can improve the football in general. So because if we don't touch every point around, we will not grow. So and therefore I try most of the things are individual work, like I said, because I have to do it's my personal contacts. But I'm trying to grow some points in the country football.
Yeah, that is great. You also mentioned Alvin Terra. We've never seen him under your own future for the national team. Is this one of the players you're considering for the future?
Alvin was with us in the matches Rwanda and Uganda, and he got also some minutes there in the matches. So Alvin is a talented boy. So I follow them all the time up, and sometimes it's also important to talk to players and explain them face to face what they have to improve to find the way to the national team.
Coach, you've been speaking about that. You've been very outspoken about quality of players in Kenya, you know, even the ones that you call into the national team, and you're always saying that they need to improve on this aspect and this other aspect. You're very outspoken on that.
Yeah.
That is something we are not, and I think I've said this a couple of times. You're one of the coaches that is really outspoken, and that is good, really good for the media and even for the public to understand issues around the national team, because, you know, this is a national team. It belongs to the country. A lot of Kenyans are invested in it. So it's very good to have someone who's outspoken about such issues. But now coming to my question, you are very outspoken about, you know, the qualities of players we have in Kenya, what they need to improve on, even the ones that you call into the national team. Do you get some resentment, e.g., from example, with the players when you tell them you need to improve on this aspect for you to be a world-class player? Like, for instance, Omala, you've been very outspoken about the qualities that he needs, what he needs to work on. Do you get some resentment from the player side when you do this?
Yeah, of course, because you know exactly that it's for me not words, that I'm the one who puts the words in action.
Yep.
So, and for example, Benson, he changed his playing style. If you look at the last months, so especially in June, we had more time to train with each other. And now you see that Benson, for example, in Gormaye, he had 4 or 5 touches with the ball in a game. And now with us, especially you saw now with the COSAFA Cup,
Yep.
Benson had in some matches 30, 35 touches. And with the passing, I think he had passing around 80%. So that he's working hard on it, and he understood this is the only way. Otherwise, you have no chance to survive.
Yep.
So the reality is we have to look in the mirror and look and understand what is going on international. I cannot only stay here and in this little place called Kenyan football and believe here is everything is okay. So, and if everything, this is what I said always, whenever I ask questions and serious questions, I get criticized because people don't want to hear it. So, and I go on with this. Why I, from the first day on, I ask about the infrastructure. And when I said this, if you don't have good training fields, in any way, no good stadium fields, whatever. So why people think it's 1-on-1 is plus, 1 + 1 is 2? How people can think that there is good football possible? It's not possible. It's not dreaming. It's nonsense. So, and I talk about it, and even now people are surprised that we cannot play any match at home. This is what I'm talking from beginning. So why you are surprised about what we are talking? So, and if you look at the situation also, we are talking about the professional teams. What about the youth teams? Under which conditions? What they can do? So how somebody can explain me that we can use our talent? We cannot. This way we cannot. So they have started some points like the Talanta Hella program with the former CS. I had also some projects in mind for football, including this. We have to start somewhere. And one of the start things is for sure infrastructure. Without infrastructure, we will go nowhere. So, but I have the feeling like it is always here living the day, you know? Nobody wants to think about tomorrow if today everything is okay. And then one of the questions I had all the time, you remember also, okay, you tell me always we are so good. Okay, when we go international, where are the results? 31 years to Afcon. How old are you now?
36.
36. So, yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine? In all the history, we have 2 wins at the Afcon. Two. We never go out of the group.
Yeah.
So even Namibia was in January, they win against Tunisia, they go out of the group. How we can talk about Namibia football if we have never done this in our history? So, and I had even shocking moments. That one of those moments was when we came back from Malawi, from the tournament.
Yeah.
So we came back, and at the airport, full TVs, and everybody knows, what's going on here? So, and when the president came of the FKF and asked him, what's going on? Nobody's here. And he said to me, you know, this was the first cup we won outside of Kenya, the national team, he said.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're joking with me, oh? So how people can tell them this about Kenyan football? Or if we are so good, now we had again 2 matches, I'm sure Gore and Police will go to the second round because there's a big quality difference between the teams. But still, we have to ask ourselves, before Tusker was in the group stage, 4 matches, in CAF group stage. Not even one goal. Not even one goal. Now, Goal lost 1-0. Kenya police at home against this team from 0-0. Again, no goal. So how we can say we are very good? If we never criticize ourselves, then we will never change anything. We will never go back to the level we had before. And we cannot live also in the history. We cannot go out and come, 30, 40 years. No, today is the day.
It's a fair point, Coach. You say you have to criticize ourselves if you are to improve. And that's a very fair point. You mentioned infrastructure. I was to come to that later in the podcast. I mean, it's quite a shame, when every day I open the newspaper, every day I watch the news, it's about corruption, money being embezzled, and it has even come to the sports department. Just the other day, 2 days ago, there was a huge expose on how the stadium you're building across the country, in the counties, how much money has been embezzled. And when you look at the amounts we are talking at, we should be having at least 3 world-class stadiums in Kenya. But now you are preparing, that's why you're back in the country, you are preparing to face Cameroon, and some 2 other matches. Yet we are going to play the matches in Uganda. You've been outspoken about this, but Coach, again, I would like to get your honest opinion. How does this make you feel?
Yeah, you feel like you're in an unfair competition against the other teams, because the reality is, let me say like this, let me talk about Ivory Coast,
Yep.
So these players are coming to Ivory Coast with private plane or in first class, while our players coming in economy.
Yep.
So people do not understand what this means. For example, Colin Sheehan, he came, I think 17 hours when he was here. If a player sits there 190, 17 hours, you know what happens to the muscles?
Yeah.
So result of the story, he got injured in training.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, and then they come in a very big Boeing, coming here. They come even with, I think there was more than 50 journalists only. Forget it. You have to understand how big everything is. And I give you one example more. What was very funny is in the press conference. So they was there and I asked, who is the senior journalist from Ivory Coast? And here. Okay, I have a question. And then I know you cannot answer. He looked at me, of course I can. So I asked him, very simple. When was the last time a local player played for Ivory Coast? Boom.
Yeah.
He couldn't remember. They couldn't remember. We played with 8.
Yeah, against Ivory Coast.
And still in this country, I have problems to explain the difference. If we don't bring our boys up to other countries where they play under better conditions, more professional, where they have better income, where they can focus only on football and so on, how you want to be in long term, how you want to compete with these people? There's no way for it. So, and in this point, I feel like Don Quixote, I'm running to the wall and come back, and running to the wall and come back. And there are a lot of things where I come with my European mentality, where I get blocked, So to explain things is not easy here, not easy. For example, I had last time, people came out, no, we don't need young players, we need players now who are ready and give a result. It's what kind of thinking is this? So Timothy Uma, for example.
Yeah.
I saw Timo, I was at the match in Harambee Stars, and he was there 17 years old. He came in the last minutes in. So I saw this boy, he has really potential. I took him to the national team, and if you check back at this time what they wrote about me, because I took him to the national team in 17 years, all the stories, the sensations and so on.
Yep.
So, and I let him play, Timo, and then, of course, this team from Sweden, they called me also about my opinion, and then the transfer happened. Now we have a player who's 20 years old, and now he's on the book of many clubs in Europe. So if this Muzungu, if he was not there at this match, and if he wouldn't risk everything and to let him play with 17 years old, so you would not have this boy. And this is so difficult to make the people understand what I mean. I open the future for these boys who really deserve. So, and this kind of boys like Timo Uma, this will be the ones who will bring you to the top. And
eventually, yes.
So, and I will not go on to listen to these stories because he's from this club, he's from this tribe and whatever. This is your world, not my world. I will stay in the football world. And the football fans has to understand that these things here are not going well in Kenyan football about what I'm talking now.
Yeah. So in regards to infrastructure, have you seen any changes since you came in?
No. So what should I see? I mean, the training fields for even national team, we don't know where to train. All of them are bad. Even I watched, no, I don't know. I think it was KCB friendly match. The grass was like this. And I have to tell you, I'm really wondering why Kenyan players don't get so many injuries. With this, the fields are like this. The grass is like this. Hey, if you put European players there, they would, all of them will have ACL injuries. I don't know why they are so, I don't know, nature protects them, or I don't know.
Maybe God as well.
Yeah.
But coach, you said
and another thing, it's not about this. How you want to play a passing game if the field is like this in grass?
It's quite impossible.
Yeah. So how then people can come out and say we have a good, the quality of our league is good? How?
It's crazy.
So what I don't understand is also what I'm trying to explain is we have immense talent. Yeah. This is not the point. I'm not criticizing the talent we have. I'm criticizing the situation we have. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. You cannot have a product there.
Coach, you said sometimes you come with a European mentality and you get blocked. Now, in Europe, the federations have, their technical centers. They even some even have hotels, where they go to camp when they're preparing for crucial matches like you want to start at the moment. So I know it's a tight question, bearing in mind it's the federation that is your employer. But other than the government, we've depended on the government for very many years and we've not seen what they're doing for sports. Mm-hmm. To them, sports is just sports. It's just another thing that, comes last. And I'm not afraid to say this. But now, what is the role of federation in doing this? When you're in Europe, you see maybe the Turkish federation has its technical center, has this very many fields where even the under 16 to the senior team can camp there and can train and can play high-level matches.
Okay, then let me ask you one thing.
Okay.
When I talked about this matter from beginning, have you ever seen somewhere that anyone inside of the football shareholders was on my side?
No.
Nobody. So nobody from the clubs, the coaches, whatever. Nobody. So this means everybody's happy about it, this situation. Right?
Personally, I'm not happy about
so
it.
No, I'm asking if nobody is on my side and saying, hey, he's right, the Muzungu is right. Why? So, and even, I give you one more worse situation. We are going to Antalya, okay? Yeah. Okay. And I told our guys, now you will come, it's for you like you are going to Mars, they said to me. Now they said to me, what do you mean? You will see. So we came there. The hotel, I don't want to talk about the hotel. It's about what belongs to the hotel. This is more important. So we came there. The hotel has himself, I say it again, so nobody gets 10 training fields. The hotel, all of them like carpet. So this was the first shock for everybody. The hotel has this. The biggest shock was where we played against Russia. In a stadium, FIFA approved, owner, the hotel. So about what we are talking. People here don't even know how far we are from infrastructure to the normal football world. Nobody knows really. Mm-hmm. And I said even there to the FKF president, that I told him even there, look, normally we should have taken some people here to let them understand what is going on in the world. Mm-hmm. If the people only stay in Kenya and believe this is professional or whatever, or this is infrastructure, we will come nowhere. Mm-hmm. So, and then you have to understand how you want to compete. So the other point in this story in which makes me hope is I'm always thinking about this. We have no infrastructure, we have no scouting, we have no real youth department because the professional teams, most of them have not even youth team. It's for me crazy how it can be. All around the world, it's a must. So still, we can have a national team who can beat Qatar, who can face Russia, who can face Ivory Coast. It's on one side, it's ridiculous. On the other side, if we would have all these things, you can imagine what kind of team we could have?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy, and this makes me sad. Yeah. So, and in this road, in all my fights, I tell you that I feel only like a few football stakeholders are behind me. Mm. Nobody wants to be in a fight in this. Nobody wants really to change something, and this makes me sad.
Okay, coach. Again, I want to repeat my question. Probably
Yeah.
you've been very philosophical, and I have missed the answer.
Yeah.
What, or rather, let me rephrase the question. Have you seen any goodwill from the federation in terms of improving or trying to even have a simple training field for the national team? Because, like you said, you are where you are. The hotel owns 10 training pitches. They have a FIFA-approved pitch.
So this I can answer very simple. I didn't understood the question for 100%.
Yep.
Yes, there is goodwill, and because I can say it, because these projects are supported by FIFA.
Yes, exactly.
So, and this is what we talked about it. Even our FKF building is also supported by
Yes,
FIFA.
yes, goal projects.
So, and we put out a project. But still you need next to it also budget, and this is one of the things which I talked with our former CS.
Okay.
And
yeah.
so this is not so simple like it looks from outside, because if we talk about the national team training center, because the point was, I said to them, it doesn't make sense for us if we have one field. We have to have a national team training center. This means a center where all national teams can train.
And can come.
So not only the R team, no, all youth, all girls, everybody. So this means we need, I think, around 3 hotels there.
Yeah.
Why? Because we have to host minimum 3 teams on the time there. Plus we need 3 fields, maybe 1 synthetic. We need the gym. It's a big project. It's not so simple. But if you have once, then the federation will not need anymore to go all the time to the ministry to ask for money. Because you have to pay for hotel, for food there, for traveling, whatever. And plus, you have to go through maybe half hour, 45 minutes through Nairobi to go for training, come back. All will be solved. Plus, if the players are in a hotel, agents come, family come, always disturbing.
The program.
So, and therefore it is very important. It's a big project. And this is a project we will follow up also with a new CS. And I hope also that the president, Mr. Ruto, will support us, because I think this is the most needed thing now for the national team. It will not save Kenyan football, but it will make the things much better. For Kenyan national teams.
I know you had a good working relationship with the former sports CS. Was this a project? I think you mentioned it to him. Was this a project he was willing to follow up with the government?
Of course. So even he is a man who really who likes sports. I heard also the same about the new CS. This is very good. So therefore it was easy to talk to him about the problems. He understood very well. And you'd never get the feeling that you're talking to a politician, you know. So and I could call him whenever I want and so on. So it was really good, because if you don't share your ideas, if you don't share the problems, so then you have always a communication problem. So, and then you make mistakes. So, and I think it is very important that this, let me say, this communication we will have, I'm sure about it also with the new CS.
Okay. Coach, you've spoken so much about the challenges. No, at a personal level, I know you've also had challenges. And at one time, you said you had gone for 7 months without pay. Yet you keep working in Kenyan football, for Kenyan football, actually. Are these challenges now over, Coach?
No.
Are you settled?
No, of course not. Of course not. Of course not. So it's again a long period. They promised me now that it is approved. We will see. So, like I said, I'm in a situation now. The reality is, if I want, I can go tomorrow, and anyways they have to pay me everything. So, but I'm not. I'm not this one who make politics. And I said also in press conference, will say it here again. For me, it's about the boys, because I feel like in a family. We face so many problems till now, but we are going our way, and we want to go our way also in the next months. And for me, it is like all the hard work, all the sacrifice, I want to have it back in a sportive result, Because when I started, I have some dreams, nobody believed in it, but now we are on a point where the boys believe, and this is the most important. And if we don't have real support, it's nothing we can change. We will go our fight. Doesn't matter how many problems we have. And I look around. I'm a national team coach of Kenya, but I don't know what it is to play in Nairobi. It's a ridiculous situation, you know.
Oh my God. It's very ridiculous because I remember there's a match before you came. We played against it. I think it was an Afcon qualifier. We played against Ethiopia at Kasarani, and the feeling was unbelievable. And I would really like you to experience, you know, the authentic Kenyan football fan support. And it's really unfair that you're yet to experience that. And
you have to understand also this has too much also influence on the result, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Whenever a team is struggling, whatever. For example, when we played in Gabon, okay, we had a good day there. Still, minimum was a draw. Believe me, if these fans would not support Gabon like this, no chance.
Yeah,
no chance. But they changed the fans, changed the result. So. They don't say only it's a 12 man only for joke. It's a reality.
It's a real thing.
So, and then, for example, we will go to Kenya, to Cameroon, the stadium will be full.
Yeah.
So when we come back...
It's a big challenge. Yeah, you're playing in Uganda.
So there will be pressure on the referee and everything will be against us. So, and you have never this. You are playing always against it.
Yeah, it's a very sad thing.
And also, not only this, but people also don't know is if you play at home, for example, players coming here, so we have our playing time, our training time, whatever we play. But now we come into Kenya, we have to go somewhere where we have home game.
Yeah.
Travel again. This means we get tired from traveling. The time for training is missing. And if you look how short the time is for FIFA days.
Yeah. It's a disadvantage to us despite being
so these are all the details which are going all negative to you. So, and we fight it.
Coach, you mentioned that when you came, you had big dreams for Kenyan football. You came in as a relatively unknown coach on this part of the world.
Yeah.
Now, looking back, we've had some considerable success. We've played some very big friendlies against Russia, against Qatar, played really well. Now, looking back to when you were coming in and the vision you have for Kenyan football, will you say you are on the right track as a coach and what you discussed with the FKF and what you have in mind?
So I can easily say that from the players, what I get back from the players is going well. There's no discussion. But like you said before also about the other points, I can easily say that the rest around could be better.
Okay. What do you think we need to improve on now? Bearing in mind what you have in mind for Kenyan football.
It's not about FKF all around. I give you one example more now, election. So it's believe me, for somebody, for me, I don't know what is going on. Why? For example, in Germany or Turkey, 1 week before the election, they come out with their projects. Everybody listen to the projects. Okay, cool. 1 week later, they vote and that's it.
Yep.
So what's happening here?
Politics, a lot of politics in Kenyan football.
They're talking about the national team. It's not your job to talk about the national team. They talk about this. Let them talk. I think it's so simple. Oh, this one is going to court. This one is going to court. And still we have no election.
Yeah.
Look, we are football people. Yeah. Make your election. Who gets president? I don't care. It's not my job.
Yeah.
I have no vote, nothing. So why you make it so complicated, everything? Why the football world is looking at the election?
Yeah.
You will not find one. I ask you something. You are in football. Give me one name, one federation president of Europe. Doesn't matter which federation.
From the top of my head. European nation.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Federation president.
From the top of my head, I have none.
You see why? Because it's not a media. There's no fight. There's nothing. Yeah. Because this is a position. How do you call it? For organizing. He's not playing football or whatever. He has to organize a system. He has to organize the whole parts of the country's football system. So what is it here? What is it? I don't understand.
I mean, it's the politicians that take all the glory. Be it the FKF president, be it even the Kenyan political scene. They get so much attention and we forget about the football. I think that's your point, right?
Yeah. It should be only about football.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, they should actually be working for football. These election things, and like you said, we cannot avoid talking about the election because we have the special general meeting on Saturday, and it's taking all the.
But how many months now?
It's been a while, honestly. It's
So
been a while.
they tell me there's AGMs, and next day they tell me somebody's going to court and he's there, and he's going to court there, and I'm looking around and I'm like, hey.
And of course, it affects the football. You know that.
Yeah, of course it affects everywhere.
Yeah.
Because I can also understand that especially if it takes long time, because then he's on this side, he don't like him, he speak about pay.
Yeah, it's taking all the attention from football, and it should be like that. So, coach, now coming back to the national team, you have games against Zimbabwe, Cameroon coming up for Afcon 2025. Are we going to qualify? I think that's the question Kenyans are asking.
Yeah, if I would know it, I would not go to the match. No? Yeah, it's on the same like the result. Nobody knows what happened. I can only say we are in a very tough group, and people sometimes don't understand. For example, even if you win against Zimbabwe in Malawi, they have so many players who are playing Premier League, French, League One, Serie A, so many. On paper, I can easily say Zimbabwe could be easier powerhouse in Africa. So what is going on intern, I don't know. They come also from a ban, I don't know. So I'm aware that if they are able to put these individuals together as a team, then you have a very tough Zimbabwe in front. And this is what we are focusing on. We know how tough it will be. So then the next, I read also sometimes in media how easy this group is. Namibia, for example, there was the last 3 Afcons, there was 2 times. They didn't wait 31 years. They didn't wait 31 years. And in the last Afcon, they beat, like I said, Tunisia to come out of the group, what Kenya never has done in history. But still, they are easy. They're still easy. They have more success as we have, but they are easy. Okay, I got it. So I don't see it like this. Namibia is a team, really team. Very difficult to play. Defensive, very strong, very fast. They have very fast player. There's this Peter Shaluli, who is very dangerous. So they have a real team which is... It's very difficult to play against them, especially if they stay deep. And for sure, they will do it also against us. So and then the last one, it's also very simple. Like I read in media, it's Cameroon. Very simple rival again. Only, I don't know, some players are not so bad, I think. No, I'm joking now, but it's a very tough group. Yeah. But I wished we would play at home, then I could talk easier. But it doesn't change the target, the aim we have. We want to qualify. There's no discussion. And what I talk to the boys is the only thing what matters is the last day. If we are on the last day in the first 2, that's okay. Rest, I don't care.
Okay, Coach, in regards to the composition of the team, I have 2 questions. The first question is, under the previous... coaches before you came, there were some coaches who were always complaining of influence. They were facing a lot of difficulty in selecting the players. There was influence.
Which kind of influence?
I'm trying not to mention names, but I should have said allegedly. There was influence from the coach did not have a free hand in selecting the team.
I can say it. It's not about Kenya. In all my career, never ever. Nobody will even try.
Okay,
even here, of course, here I had something new. What I didn't know was about the tribes, because I never thought about it. And then they came out, this tribe player. And I don't even till now. I don't know. To be honest,
I would say that is that's not a real problem. That's social media.
No. I mean, only even they talk about it,
I understand.
And until now, I don't know who is from which tribe.
Yeah, from an outsider, that would be very difficult to understand.
Yeah,
then the next question, Coach, would be,
And I tell you also something about this trying to influence me. I can't even say that even somebody tried. I think it depends also on your character,
Yeah, definitely.
I think I would say a very strong character, and you don't like to fight with me. So,
Coach, the next question in regards to the composition of the team, of course, we've had problems with Eric Johanna, who is now even having considerable success in his club in Europe. it's in the public domain what happened. He's missed 2 games being in camp, then suddenly he's not in camp. Now the question will be, is he still part of your plans?
Look, I said from beginning, everybody who can play for Kenya has a chance. No discussion. Everybody who can help the national team of Kenya, the door is open. So, and it's the same with Eric. And there are some internals. I'm with discipline. I'm very strict.
Yep.
So because people have to understand, if you want to succeed, we are not Senegal who go for supermarket, take player from Chelsea, from Manchester, whatever. So therefore, for us, it's very important that the team is healthy.
Yep.
So nobody, it doesn't matter which name, has any chance to go out of our rules.
Yep.
So, and there are sometimes internals where you sometimes get the info, sometimes not. Where I say as a coach, I don't care. Even if I need you, it happened also before, and I needed you to play, if it's about the team, you go home.
Yep.
If you don't listen to our rules. So, and Eric get his lessons, and we will see. Because, like I said, for me, the only thing what is important is the team, not the names.
So the issue with Eric, you want to assure the Kenyans that that one is sorted, and if everything is okay?
There was not so much to sorting out. He make a mistake. He apologized. It's not only him, someone more.
Yep.
So, and he make it even in a written way.
Yep.
So, but you have to understand, whenever I feel it can harm the team, I cut the head.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Because even if I love this boy or this player, whatever, if it's a possibility to harm the team, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
Because people have to understand it's about the team. We are not, like I said, we have not. The reality is we have only one player who is in the top 5 leagues of Europe. Only one. And compared to other countries in Africa, we are one of the weakest. On paper, we are one of the weakest. It's the reality. So, and if we want to survive, if we want to have success, we have to work on this team spirit, team unity.
And in terms of the squad, last time you were in camp, you scouted several players from England and Europe, and you've been very clear saying that the players that are abroad there, you need to watch them. You are very keen to see what they can add to the team. So for these upcoming matches, are we going to see any new faces? I'm not saying you mentioned them, but
no. To be honest, I want it normally, but you have to know. Look, I make my own scouting system international also. Yep. So there's a problem for me is now sometimes it's not easy or not even impossible to understand if he has Kenyan roots or if he's Kenyan.
Yeah.
For example, Tobias Knost. Can you understand from the name anything? No. So sometimes it's some friend coaches tell me, hey, this one and so on. And sometimes you have to have your people there. I have now people in England. I have people in Australia where we have a lot of boys. Yep. There's another boy now in Australia where he's born in Mombasa even. So, but there's a process. There's a process first of getting the passport, and plus if they played for the junior national teams in other countries, so there's the next process in FIFA, and it takes time. So this was one of the reasons, for example, why Tobias couldn't play the second match. Okay, so and there are 2 boys which I wanted to invite this time, but it looks like it will be more like in October because the process will be not ready for it. But the reality is we have to bring these boys, but more important is that we bring our boys here, Kenya, as young as possible out to the world. And we have to build up an image. This is also a problem I faced. Yeah. I cannot go too much in details, but when I'm going to Doha to meet the General Secretary of Qatar Federation for the match, when I talk with the Russian side and whatever, I can say you very clear, they see Kenyan football like nothing, you know. Yeah, they know Kenyan only by runners, so that's all. And even the Russian side, it was really interesting because when it was announced, then in Russian media was really hard critics on this match, because people believe we have nothing. And I like it because before the match, Valery Karpin, the coach, said something, and which I liked. And he said before our match, He said, oh, you guys are right. They played before against Cameroon. They win against Cameroon. So he said, you're right. The Cameroonians, they have top players in top teams, and Kenya has on the paper nothing. But Kenya is a better team.
He said that?
He said before the match. Or in other words, because now the people will think I make about me, because he said Engin it's clear that Engin makes a team.
Okay.
So, and this shows that we are on a good way, and this is the only way where how we can also open doors for our boys, because the problem will be till now, if you go to a club in Europe, somebody gives you a CV of a player of Kenya, and somebody gives you one of a player of Nigeria, for example. What will happen?
Of course, they'll go with Nigeria.
So, and we have to change our image.
Yeah.
We didn't have to, and we are going, and this is therefore it's very important that we played these games, like Iran, Qatar, Russia, now Ivory Coast. Now people understand, even after the Ivory Coast match, the FIFA president was there, and Nick Mwenda, our president, he came down, he said he was surprised, because also for them,
they don't know Kenya as a footballing nation.
Yeah. So these are the points where I know, okay, I have a lot of colleagues who are on high level coaches. This is very, very important for me. And if I get the feedback and they say, hey, your team is going well, then I know that things are going well.
Okay, Coach, now in regard, you spoke about documentation issues, especially for the stars abroad. Yeah. It's a big problem. Last camp, two senior players that you had plans with did not play because, of course, they did not have a passport. They did not have a Kenyan passport. Do you think this is a problem we will encounter if you are a coach for another team? I mean, it's something that the government can sort very quickly. This is the national team, like I said, is the property of the Kenyans. Why will it take 2, 3 or a month to get a passport? And this is someone with Kenyan heritage.
But it's for us easy to talk, So, everywhere they have rules. And they have regulation. He has to sign. He has to approve whatever. And bureaucracy can be sometimes really difficult. So I don't know. So I didn't have this problem, because before in the national teams I coach, there was not this problem. Now we have it because, I'm the first one who is pushing for this boys. And now we are facing even in new land, and even federation didn't have any experience with it, nobody. So I guess that in future it will go faster. This is what I guess. But to talk about what happened exactly, I cannot. I have no clue about the bureaucracy. And for us, we can hear now complain or blame, but we don't know anything what happened in detail. So it's what we have. Sometimes it's disappointing, especially if you make your plans for the game for it. So, but it is nothing I can change.
And with the two players, is it now sorted?
Yeah, Tobias is sorted. About Zach, I need absolutely green line. I don't have it till now.
For Tobias, it's sorted, but for Zach Weiner, you're not sure?
Yeah, we will see.
Okay. And now, in regards to young players, you said we need to send young talents either to Europe or just outside the country to develop, because it's very important for the Kenya national team as well. I remember I think the first press conference I attended is when you were with the boy that is just about to be unveiled by
Stanley.
Yes, he's being unveiled tomorrow actually. And then of course you also called William Gitama from Bandari, a very young player. Is this the path you want to take? And
this is the only way. This is the only way. I mean, people have to understand. A player was 28 or whatever, 29, I cannot change. It's very difficult to change anything. There are only a few who you can change a little bit. So, and if you aim as an international level, it's easier to help to develop a younger, with big potential, younger player to come to this level. You suffer, on the way you suffer a lot. Yeah, like I said, for example, with Timo, you remember the situation now against Ivory Coast. If Timo is 23, 24, if he has enough experience, he will score.
Yeah, definitely.
He will score.
That was a big opportunity.
Yeah, so he will score. But we have to understand, this is the only way these boys learn. This is the only way they have to go. So, and this Timo will be one of the most important players in 27. So, but if this Muzungo don't take the risk, and if he don't take the blame when these boys are not working the way I expected, so then these boys will come nowhere. It is same like Crispin Arambo and other boys here. So, and this is the only way we can go on.
Okay, coach, you speak so highly of Timothy Ouma Babu. You named him in the under-23 team.
Yeah.
And people were up in arms. I was one of them, I have to admit, because people believe he's senior enough to play in the national team. But I know you're speaking so highly of him. Why then didn't you have him in the senior team straight?
So what you guys don't know is that I know Timo, everything about Timo, his DNA. Okay. So I give you one example how much I know him. The last week I sent him a video about the challenges. So you have to understand that it's not my job only. Even if they are in their clubs, I send them always videos where I think it is wrong. You have to change this. So I changed them, and I wrote exactly my words was something like, if you don't be careful, the clever player will use it.
Okay.
This weekend, red card.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you see how much I know these boys. Coming to Timo. So what the people outside, including you, don't know is I know everything. So, I know last year in F-Sports, they had on his position 2 really very good players.
Yeah.
And I know from F-Sports that last season that they was ready to sell them. They had a very good season. So, and therefore I know that from this season on, he will start to play.
Yeah.
I know it before. So, and then when we gone to this tournament, I spoke with Timo, and I told him, Timo, I want you to play in the under-23 first, to have more playing time. But it's not the point. I want to see how you take responsibility. Because if you are in the R team, you can also go back.
Yeah.
You know, there are other players who take responsibility. But if you are there, you were in the under-20, no, under-20. It was not under-20.
Under-20 actually, I'm sorry.
Not under-23, under-20. If you are there, you as a high-profile guy, you have to take responsibility. And after this, I talked with him. He explained me what he liked or he don't like. So this is a way how we grow players. Mm-hmm. You have a plan, and I have a plan. Mm-hmm. I know exactly everything, like a build-up for the boys. So I'm not going on putting them somewhere to harm them or whatever. Mm-hmm. I give them the opportunity to have experience, bad and good. This is important. Also to have bad experience and to show them the way. So, like I said before, it's not only Timo. After every match, or if something I don't like with the younger players especially, I make video cuts, not only to talk, that they see, because to visual is easier to learn than with talks. So one explains them exactly what they have to change, how to change, and if they do it well, so this is the way I want it, this is the way it goes. So we are always in an update where I know all the time what is going on.
Okay, now for Timo, there's a lot of media speculations that he could be moving from Elfsborg. Last night I saw that Paul is interested. Of course, I know there's some interest from some clubs in France. Yeah. Does this surprise you?
No, it should surprise you, because
no, I know Timothy for a while. It doesn't surprise me. I know he's a quality player.
So I took the blame when I took this boy with 17 years to the national team. Okay. So do you think it surprised me?
No.
Yeah, so I have a good feeling for players with potential. It was always in my career. Many players make a really good career. Yep. Timo is only one of them. And like I said, if we have more, this is what I mean. And where I say always, I don't know the real potential of Kenyan football, because, like I say, Crispin and Rambo, so, like, look, start with the last one, Stanley Wilson. Yeah. William, my assistant, called me. He said there's a boy in high school. I saw him in high schools, and he played 2 matches in the league. I invite him directly against Skandal. Why? Sensation, because he's playing for Sharks. Again, some stories, and now the boy will go also. So, and about Crispin, it's so typical for Kenyan. You know why? This boy played for where? Mombasa Elite.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 year, and nobody saw him there. Why nobody saw him? It's why he has to come to Tusker till the coach of the national team has the opportunity to see him. Why nobody said any word before? Why? It's so many questions I have all the time. You know, it's in the end Mombasa Elite. It's 2nd division. This means the 2nd highest league in the country. Yeah. So. And I cannot travel all around the country, or high school or whatever.
You can't watch all the games.
And I cannot. And when I saw Crispin, the same like I had with Timo. Crispin will be also doing his way to Europe. Don't worry, he will. So, and the point is, like I said, if we are able to find these boys 16, 17, then we are on the right track.
Yeah.
But if I get them with 23, 24,
very difficult.
Very difficult.
Okay, coach, we've only had Victor Wanyama playing in the European, in the EPL, in the English Premier League.
Yeah.
If someone was to ask you, who do you think would be the next Kenyan to play in the EPL, if any? Who would you mention, just from the top of your head?
No, it would be unfair to give a name, but we have boys who can play.
Okay.
I'm sure about it. So even you know, Tobias, when he came to the training, when he came from Germany, and he said to me, hey, these boys can really play football here. So from outside, people don't know. We have quality. And many times I understood it's also about to give them self-confidence, to trust in them. I think a very good example is Teddy.
Teddy.
So Teddy, everybody put him to the side. Nobody give him any support, whatever. And I give him the self-confidence, the support, and he's giving it 200% back, this boy. And he's the key in our game. So, and sometimes people are asking, what you have done to Teddy? I have done nothing. I make him only believe in himself. I give him the support, and I'm asking what the other people have done to him. You have not to ask me, so other people you have to ask. Yeah. And I'm happy now that he's in a good league. Iranian league is really good. And because playing time where I think if he's full in the league, it will help again our team to get more support from Teddy also.
Okay, coach, now I'll have to ask you about our striking in the national team. Of course, Olunga is our biggest striker.
Yeah.
The history he's made for the country and for himself is quite great. But like everyone else, we also have our bad days. And whenever Olunga is having a bad day, whenever he doesn't have his scoring boots on, the national team really struggles. Of course, you've brought in Omala and a couple of other strikers, but I don't know, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not a coach, first of all. I'm just a football journalist. But we seem to be really struggling whenever Olunga is not scoring. How do we solve this problem? And does it affect you in any way?
No, but look, the problem is bigger because it's not so simple. It's not so simple. So when you remember, always I'm talking about the wings. Yep. The wings. And the reason is as long as the sides are not dangerous, then they focus too much on Olunga.
Okay.
So, and if we have this, if the central defenders can play two on them, focusing only on Olunga, it's no way that Michael can come out. He can have, of course, a bad day where he's in front of the goal. We had that. So, and he's also not, people have to understand, he's a human. He's not from Mars.
Yep.
So, for example, against Gabon, empty goal he put out in last minute and so on. This can happen. On the other side, then he scores a goal against Zimbabwe outside the box where other people even don't think to shoot, So, but this is Michael Olunga. He's special. He's very special. Our point is there more till now, today, I never had the opportunity where we have all the boys together healthy. So why I say this, in the Malawi tournament, Michael scored 5 goals, and it has a big effect that Ayub was there. And Ayub played well. Because he opens his side, he make assist, and it was more space for Michael. So Rooney on the other side was affected. It was more space for Mike to finish also, and more opportunities to finish for Mike. Because sometimes we have matches, for example, against Burundi, for example, also, we have a lot of goal chances, but I think only one time was Michael. He didn't get, because it was focused on him, and we couldn't finish. So, and for us, it's a reality. What I said many times, I tried many players. We have Masoud Juma. Masoud is very important for us, but he's still not 100%. He start now with the training with the ball. We have Ayub, which are players with quality plus experience. So the other ones, they are coming now. Rooney is coming. He needs more experience and so on. The other ones, some of them I tried, which have which is maybe enough for national level, but not for international level. So we are struggling in this point. And if this is the reason why I'm looking also too much outside to find somebody. If we can put there are more quality inside and more options, because now again Ayub and Masoud will miss again this time. Even Michael is injured. So maybe, I don't know what will happen with Michael. Then we have a serious problem offensively. This is a reality.
Why will Ayub miss? Is he injured or he's sorting his club?
Yeah, he's
issues?
sorting, and he has also a small injury. So,
okay.
So both together.
Coach, if you ask me, during your time, I think Rooney has been the most sensational player, the player that has really improved under your watch. You know, he now plays in a different position in the national team, and I won't ask you about that. You've explained it, and it's working for the national team.
Yes, this is my question about the Kenya, because I said it also to the players. Kenya is, I think, the only country in the world where a player get a diploma.
Specific position.
Yeah, diploma. You are right back, and that's all.
Right back.
Yeah. You cannot do anything else. It's not allowed. While all around Europe, they look for players who can play 3-4 positions.
Yeah. So I think Rooney has been the most improved player under your watch, and you know, he's been in the news recently.
Yeah.
You know, he failed to attend a game, a very important game, and you know, for these players, when they play continental games, it's also very good for the national team. You know, you want to see your players playing high-profile games. So and you know, I think he was supposed to go for a trial. When he's not playing actively, of course, it will also affect the national team. What's your whole take in the debacle?
Yeah, this story is from beginning very strange. The story, what happens there. I hope that Rooney will get his experience also from this.
Yeah.
Because when we talk about experience, it's not only on the field, also outside of the field. So, but on the other side, I don't think it will affect him. Rooney showed himself as a strong character.
Yeah.
So he's not someone who really get affected.
Yeah.
And I believe also that he can improve a lot. I don't think that Rooney is really on the level he can be. He can be better.
Yeah.
So, and I'm very hopeful this will happen also in future. And he's one of the players, you know, what I like is you can wake him up in the night. He will come to play football, you know. He loved it too much. Yeah. So therefore, there's nothing what I see what can affect him. Even I'm thinking now to go in afternoon. They have 3:30, I think, training. To go to Gore to see the training.
Okay, all the best to him, Coach. I have to ask you about. You know, you've spoken about striking, and you said you are very clear that we need options up front. Yeah. You know, we need to have quality players in every single position. And you've been very, very open speaking about the qualities of Omala. He's not a bad player, but from the onset you said he needs to improve on some things. Of course, you mentioned that he's improved on some things, and now he's moved to Lebanon. Just one question: What's your assessment of Omala's move to Lebanon and the quality of the league? Do you think it will improve him as a player?
This time will show, but what I know for sure is that the Lebanese league is followed up by the other Middle East leagues.
Okay.
So, and if you have success there, then it will open doors in the other Middle East leagues. So, therefore, I wish him good luck. I hope he will succeed. Maybe it is also from beginning, maybe a better step to go somewhere where adaptation process goes there, and then if you adapt to the culture, maybe then to go to another place. I don't know. This time will show.
Okay.
So, and like you said, also every player has different qualities, but it depends all what is needed international. So, and if you look around, Olunga is a finisher, but look how many passes he makes from the side, how many times he comes back to control the ball. Even when we talk about this goal situation with Timo, who makes a pass. So again, Olunga. Yeah. So these are the things where I said that this is the way Benson has to learn. Yeah. And not only him, only the good news now with the striker that Jonah Ayunga is back.
Yeah.
He played also in Europe Cup now. And so we need to find a way to have a better backup for Michael. This is the reality.
So, Coach, so much about, we're almost coming to the end, so much about the national team. Now, at a personal level, Kenyans also like to know, who is Engin Firat? Where did you grow up? How did you end up becoming a coach? Were you a player before? You know.
Yeah, I'm born in Istanbul, in Turkey. My parents are gone to Germany. Then I was only 4 years old when we are gone to Germany. So most of my life till I got coach was there. University, coaching license, everything, whatever. So I was a middle class player, let me say like this, in second division in Germany. So and I'm a very let me say, I'm very hungry for success, and then
Okay.
I never liked it to be middle class. So therefore, I understood it doesn't bring anything to me to play football. I wanted to coach. So even in the time of university, I start with a coaching license.
Okay.
So, and then I started directly also the coaching career.
Okay.
And I was lucky to be assistant coach of some of the biggest coaches there in Germany, Horst Rubesch, and later also one of the biggest in the Czech Republic, Josef Harambee. This teach me a lot, especially about how to behave with the players and so on and so on. And then my career has gone around most part of the world.
Yeah.
And even if you think I made with 30 or 31. With 31, I make the pro license. It's very young for a coach. And if you think that nobody in the history of Kenya has this pro license. So then after this, like I said, I was coaching many countries. In Iran, I was 5 years, I think, very successful.
Yeah.
And then Turkey and Moldova, By the way, in Moldova, I got chosen coach of the year because the people don't understand what I have done there.
Yeah.
We played there against the best teams in Europe. And I know we cannot win, but we had many historical results there. And even with Moldova also, I played 0-0 against Russia. So it has a very big impact of there because, Moldova is a former part of Soviet Union, so it was a very political game. So and in all these travels all around the world, when it comes to Kenya, I had many offers before from Africa, but to be honest, I don't feel, I decide many things from heart.
Yeah.
So and with Kenya was a different story. I don't know. I told it also before. We had, when I was a little boy, there was a serial on TV, Daktari. It was called Daktari.
Yeah.
So and every Sunday it was there. I woke up Sunday and to watch the serial. Until now it's in my head, and I had never the opportunity to come to Kenya. And when the offer came, I react, to be honest, like most of the other people. Kenya football, because I didn't know really something. But on the other side was this Daktari, Kenya, Daktari. So I think it make a big step in my decision when I checked also on Y-Scout the matches of Kenya when I saw the players. And I said to myself, hey, these boys, they have potential, but you have to put them in a shape. You have to put them in a real tactical shape so that we go on. And this is how there we are. Who I am, I'm normally a calm person. In private, I'm very calm, I would say. If you don't push me too much, I don't like to fight. But if you fight with me, it's better to escape.
Yeah.
It's better to escape. So, and I'm sometimes stubborn. Especially also with Kenya, I think I'm very stubborn because I want to finish it with a success.
Okay.
And I was even to say, from people from outside, I hear only is that it is already a big success story. Why? Because if you look the first time a cup outside of Kenya, then the results against Qatar, Russia, Ivory Coast. And I'm already, they told me, there's a coach who has won the most matches outside of Kenya in history. So that it is already, they say to me, but it's not for me. Yeah. My story is a different one because I want to go out of this story happy with the players.
Okay.
And this means, anyway, we want to go for the Afcon. And the Afcon 27. If I'm not here, I want to leave Kenya a team which will compete till the last.
That's a good mission. Who would you say has had the biggest influence in your coaching career?
I would say it was this Czech coach, Josef Jarabinski. And I think especially he teach me to be brave,
Okay.
So he told me one story. He was coach of Sparta Prague.
Yeah.
And there was a young boy. And he asked the president when he came, what is about there? The president said, forget him. I will send him off to second division. He's a problem maker. And he said, okay. Then he talked with this boy and he pushed this boy. And some years later, this little boy, which everybody said he's troublemaker, once and sent him off. he got Player of the Year in Europe, Pavel Nedved.
Wow.
So then I understood it's sometimes a coach can change so much in the life of a player.
Yeah.
So and sometimes a coach have to be brave to face all critics, to face all blame if it comes to this.
Yeah. Now, other than football, what else do you like doing? What do you do in your free time other than coaching and watching games? What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
I'm not somebody who I'm walking around. I like to walk a lot, but I have no nightlife, nothing. So no.
Yeah.
And I'm not also at home. Not it's not nothing about Kenya.
Okay.
So I like to read.
Okay.
I like to watch movies. I too much. So I don't watch too much TV. I don't care about movies. I like a lot. So I like to spend time with friends and family. So very simple. And I like in my free time to stay away from football.
Coach, football can be, it's good you spoke about family. Coach, football can be very hectic. You're always traveling to watch games. You're also the national team in training. How does that affect your family life?
Very bad, very bad. Yeah. It's not only about me, it's all about all coaches.
Yeah.
So also players also, but I think for coaches worse, it's I say always, it's a gypsy life because you never know where you are tomorrow. And for example, national team, it's okay, but in club teams, for example, you are 6 weeks in preparation, whatever, nobody sees you. And it's for family, it's very, very, very tough. And you need really very understanding family because it's not easy. I think they suffer more than you.
Yeah, definitely.
So and then I think if you read all the time also news, this player get divorced or this coach get divorced, it is exactly about this. It is from outside people think it's nothing, but it is like this because while other families go in weekend somewhere, you are not there. And it's not simple for them.
Okay, Coach, we've come to the end of this interview. Thank you so much for your time. But I'd like to give you this opportunity to give us your parting shot.
Yeah, what I can say for the football fans is, especially about me, they should understand I'm not a sensational guy. I believe in science, I believe in hard work, and I believe in plans. You will not see me with a big show, but I deliver, and this is what I have done all my life, and I will continue. And for me now, my responsibility is against the players and the people of Kenya. So, and I will try my best, but the people should understand that these boys, especially the boys, and they need support because people from outside don't know under which conditions we do everything and comparing especially to our rivals which conditions. So, and I hope that they see it and they understand it and support the team because there is only one national team in Kenya and without support we go nowhere. And even people have to understand that if you are always negative to something, you can never have a positive result. So therefore be positive. We are doing anyway our best and we proved it till now that it works. So we want to prove it that it can also work on bigger stages and with bigger results.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and I wish you the very best against Zimbabwe and Cameroon and all the matches that are upcoming.
Thanks.
Thank you.